Welcome to the Roger Report Live on the entertainment side. I am Roger. I am with my main man Shark and my main man Jado, and we done checked out the movie Predator, Killer of Killers. Very interesting movie, if you ask me. Um, to me, rough beginning, but they definitely made up for it and took it where it needed to be. And I wanted more dialogue. I wanted a little bit more explanation of what was going on, but that's just me and how I see it. What you say, Shark?
I loved it because I'm a big Predator fan. You know what I mean? So I think I seen all of them joints from the first one to this one. You know what I mean? So I definitely loved it. And like the dialogue, it wasn't a lot of dialogue in it, like you said. I can agree with that. But when you know how the Predator shit go, it was enough. The visual gave it what you needed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. Jada, what you thinking?
Yeah, I went in completely blindly, and I didn't know it was an animated series or whatever. But yeah, it was interesting. I would have liked some more, yeah, like character development, just to see exactly. I mean, it was a little bit of that, but yeah, what made up for it was the fighting scenes were pretty nice. The animation was great. Yeah, it was interesting. So. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing how it goes from here on forth.
Yeah.
So, was this your first time experiencing anything related to the Predator?
I mean, I'm aware of the old school Predator movie, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, but that's just vaguely familiar with that. But yeah, that's not that's about it, man.
Wait, you ain't see the one with Danny Glover sweating like a pig in part two?
No, I saw very small bits and pieces of it as a kid, man. I never sat and watched it as an adult and really got the full scope of it.
Damn, when the Predator went to LA and was killing the Jamaicans and shit. He was doing his thing.
Oh man, I had no clue, man. No clue.
Yeah.
I'm not super into the Predator either. I didn't watch it when I was a kid, but I have seen at least one of those movies as an adult. So now I look at it a little bit different. I did like this all the way through. I thought it was a great film. It's just as a person, I do like a good storyline. And it's just the very beginning. I'm only saying the very beginning. They didn't give me enough of what was exactly was going on. So you had to take a little time to figure out kind of what was going on. But as they
Hmm.
developed the story and as it went by, it just got better and better to me, you know. And of course, I never thought the movie was gonna wrap up the way it did. So that just came out of nowhere to me. I like when people give me stuff out of nowhere. I did get a whole lot. And
Hmm.
the animation was like dope as it was just dope. That was just some dope animation, real talk.
Yeah.
And they put the work into these fight scenes, which man, my thing is they need to be proud of themselves for the way they did that because this was some of the best fighting animation I done seen in a while.
Yeah.
You
When
know,
like the first scene with the Viking chick, she was badass, right?
Oh yeah, Ursa. Yeah, definitely Ursa. I remember that name.
Yeah. So it's like breaking so when you see the other ones, you're gonna realize how primitive the technology was in those three stories. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets in, and then so that like Ursula did her thing, and every time the predator meets somebody that's ill, they either reward them, and then they come back and collect them because
Mhm.
they trying to figure out how to become the most supreme predator in
in the
whatever you
universe,
would call it.
obviously.
Yeah, the universe.
Um,
Yeah,
so they
Yeah.
going throughout the time of the universe, or going throughout time and collecting warriors from each like time period.
yeah. So she was badass, right? Then them niggas seen the ninja nigga. He was doing his thing. He was like, "Oh, all right, that's nigga badass." Then they seen the little Spanish nigga in the plane. And they was like, "He badass and he braver than a motherfucker." So you see how they collected all of them. You know what I mean? And then they brought all of them to the predator planet. Now this is the first time you ever really get the chance to see like where the predators come from, because you always see the predators come into our planet and shit like that.
Yeah. That was cool. And the fact that they was actually collecting people, um, you know, and the fact that they was all from kind of different time periods, which I was kind of cool with or whatever. Um, but it did open it up to like a whole new world of things that could be going on. Now I know that last shot at the end. Since you into it, Shark, who was that last person they showed at the very, very end? You know, they was walking Ursa back, and then they showed somebody. I
That
know
was
she had to be connected in one of these movies.
that was the chick from the last Predator movie called Prey, where they was fucking with the Native Americans, or they came back in the time where the Native Americans was running around America and shit. And she came out. She happened to be looked at as one of the top killers of her time. So he started looking at her like they'll come through and they'll scope shit out, and whoever looked like an ill badass, they're gonna try and go to war with that person. And she was the one. So she whipped the Predator out, and they gave her. If you see part two with Danny Glover, they gave her the same gat that they gave Danny Glover. So like at the end, they give you like a reward and like a ill relic. So they gave her some. It was like one of them flintlock pistols, right? But now that you see what happened at the end, you see that they went back and got her. Like, nah, we gotta go get homegirl because she's ill. We gonna study her and see how she gets down. So it's ill because they humble enough to understand they're not the illest.
But this is kind of introduced me that they did got this dope thing going on because I kind of got it. Okay, so you go around looking to kill people, you're hunting people, and with the fact that it's killers of killers, and then anybody who take you out. When I heard them say, okay, you must have killed one of them too, so I'm like, oh, okay, they collecting the people who have the ability to kill one of them because they want to be a better killer than what they already are. So I mean,
Hmm.
I get it. They want to be the baddest in the universe. You
There you
know,
go.
more power to them. You know what I'm saying? More power to them. You spend your time going from planet to planet so you can be the baddest in the universe. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. So
You know,
it has made me more interested in more Predator films. Yeah.
Yeah.
only little slight criticism I have of it. I mean, I just didn't the way they had Torres, the pilot, from the World War II or whatever. I don't know. He
Yeah.
was kind of I mean, he was very brave, man, and very smart mechanically and stuff. I just would have liked somebody with a little more physical like type of attributes, maybe like I don't want to say a seal or something like that, man. But again, I appreciate it. They made him a little slightly goofy, man, just a little bit.
No, he was big goofy because remember he was a youngin. He was probably like, what's the youngest you could get into the army at
All
that
right.
time?
At that time, probably 16, 17, I
Yeah,
think.
so I give him. He was probably like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was. I think it was the fact that he had the brain power to figure things out. Which is what made him dangerous. Because you could be the biggest man in the world, but if you ain't smart in combat, that's your booty. You know what I mean?
No, he was definitely crafty as far as like the mechanics, and he made the spaceship or the Predator spacecraft. He was able to operate that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The first time, so definitely got to give him props for that.
yeah. So that was ill, and you notice like it was just ill because like when you see the Predator, like, so this is like we just went back mad far with the time periods and all that, with the ninjas, the Vikings, and then World War II. Everything after that, all the other movies that came before was like Vietnam times, LA 1998. So
Okay.
it's just bouncing all over the place right now. So this one right now that y'all just watched is more like a prequel
Well,
type of
I
joint.
think I think it was a very good reintroduction to me. I thought they put this together very well. Um, it did seem to me like it would relate to the live action films, which I think is cool. When you can mix your live action in with your animated stuff, to me that's dope. And the predators ain't to be played with. That they make that clear. And
So
that film,
you
they not to be played with.
so you remember y'all ever seen the movie Aliens with what's her name, Sigourney
Only
Weaver, I
way-
think?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now if you look at it again and you look at that big predator, he has a skull and he has the tail of a alien.
Mm.
So those two universes is combined also, Aliens and Predators.
Well,
And they
that was my first viewing of them when they had a movie where it was like Alien versus Predator or Predator versus Alien, however they did it. I did actually see that one. That was my very first introduction. So it kind of brought me into that world.
was Annihilation.
Um, I don't remember who was in it like that. I'm not going to even lie. I don't remember who was in it like that. You know.
But she was in the first Alien versus Predators. Then they had another Alien versus Predators also. You know what I mean? So it's a big universe. Because
Well, I'm gonna
Aliens is a
check.
big universe also.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check some of that stuff out because I never saw this stuff when I was younger. Just I didn't get into it until I was an adult. Never seen this stuff as a kid. I know it's been around for a while.
Wait,
You know.
what? You ain't never seen? Man, your parents must have ain't love you,
They
man.
ain't care about you. They ain't care about you, Rosin.
They
No,
ain't
they ain't
care.
care
They
about me
ain't care.
either, though.
They ain't care. Your old uncles, they ain't care nothing about you, man.
Yeah, people
Nah, but
getting back
honestly,
at.
it wasn't nothing that a young kid should have been watching unless you was probably like over 13. You know what I mean? Because like the killing scenes and all of that stuff was real gory and stuff like that. But the first one they show Arnold Schwarzenegger outsmarting them. You know what I mean? And he like so you see they do heats. They got heat sink. What you call it, like
Heat signatures.
infrared?
Yeah, infrared so they can see heat signatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Arnold in the first one, he wound up throwing like mud on his body to cover up his heat signature, and that's how he won. So they really looked for like the illest of the illest. You know what I mean? And anytime they come back to. So
Well,
now when you say who's that girl, they might have Arnold Schwarzenegger body in there. They might have Danny Glover's body in there. They might have Sanaa Lathan's body in there, and just waiting to make them fight. Cause I was asking myself, I said, wait, all right, so if she's a Viking, and then Homeboy's from World War II, and then the other one is from the samurais from wherever.
19, yeah,
Yeah,
1940s. It was the 1940s, but it's the 1609. No, 1629. They went up 20 years, and then it was like an 1841. I mean, 841.
yeah. So
You
I'm like,
know,
how the fuck are they all? I mean, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm like, how are they all alive to be able to fight each other? But they got the what's the cryogenesis type of stuff
yeah.
going on, where they could preserve it. So it's gonna be a lot. I think it's gonna be a lot more going on. And now that they figured out this animation thing is working, it's definitely gonna get a lot more work.
Well, I can kind of see it now when I heard, and I actually heard this one from that kind of famous scientist Dyson was explaining about if you travel at the speed of light, everything gonna be different for you versus the time period of everybody else. So I can see how it all worked from a scientific angle. And with those cryo chambers, that just more ways to explain it. But to me, it was a dope thing. And then for three people to end up together, and yeah, you can see how two of them understood each other, but the other one, you know, what was it? What was his name? Milo. Was his name Milo?
Jado just said his name too.
Yeah. But
Which
but
one?
the guy who spoke English from 1940.
Oh, his last name was Torres.
Yeah, Torres. Yeah, Torres not being able to actually communicate with them. It was somewhat hilarious to me because now you in a real serious situation and you with two other warriors, and then I actually thought about it. It was a nice play on what makes a warrior over time because years and years and years ago, you were the warrior. Nowadays, we give you enough tools and you're a warrior. So Torres wasn't handling his business like the other guys could handle their business because they from a time when you embody what a warrior is. Today we have instruments to help you be the warrior. So I think that is a real big disadvantage on his part. But to get that man a musket, that was terrible.
Yeah, they played Torres, man. And then they kind of made him more like a current version, like a version right now. Like you know how people in the 40s or people during the Great Depression, the further back in history, like you said, Roger, people more serious, man. People more
Yeah,
serious. So he was kind of joking a little bit, like kind of acting like You know, somebody from the 80s or 90s or even up to today. But yeah, I wish he was a little more serious, a little more aggressive. But like I said, he was crafty, smart, good as far as being mechanical, like fixing up the aircraft and stuff like that. He was smart and crafty.
Yeah, he was dangerous in a different way.
Yeah.
I just said dangerous in a different way. But I think overall the movie was still dope. You know, I didn't expect it to be that good when I saw that it was animation because I didn't know it either. You know, but you know, I really got into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just in the beginning, it's like I just didn't know what was going on because I didn't know why the people was fighting. What was the conflict about? But I guess I really didn't need to know what the first conflict was about when it was humans to humans. And you know, the way that the predator preyed on people who was already fighting each other, that seemed cool to me too. You know,
But that's how he knew who was an ill warrior, because he would come in and see conflicts going on. He'd sit back and watch, like, oh, all right, Jado kicking everybody ass. That's who ass I want to kick now.
well, yeah, you know, I did appreciate too that because I couldn't when I was watching it, I was like, man, if the predator can whoop all these ninjas, something wrong. Because ninjas supposed to be so stealth and silent and all that type of stuff too. You know, the predator ain't gonna necessarily have the same advantages he would have with other types of people. So I was just really on that, man. Y'all better whoop him. You know, y'all supposed to be like the dopest warriors throughout history. Y'all better whoop this dude. You know what I'm saying?
But
You
just
know,
imagine you got an enemy with some technology you never seen. That's where intelligence come in, because now you got to sit and observe your enemy. You got to notice things about your enemy. What's going on? Why is he always getting a drop on me? You know what I mean? How can I get the drop on him and stuff like that?
Because
yeah.
Torres was real smart when he cut off the engine and did like a free dive so he can lose the alien space, you know, the spaceship or the predator spaceship
Mhm.
or whatever. So yeah, like I said, he did bring the smarts to the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it was definitely a good reintroduction to me into their world, and I'm probably gonna start checking out their movies. Real talk, you know. And I know they I just found this out after watching this movie that the movie Prey that you just mentioned, you know, it's like I guess that's a newer movie. Did that come out this year? Is that a newer one, Shark? You know?
Yeah, that's a new one coming out. That's the newest one. That's going to be a live action.
Well, I'm probably gonna definitely check that out then. You know, um, now if y'all want to check this out, I watched this on Disney Plus, so it is available on Disney Plus right now. I think it was good. As far as an animated movie, this is a better animated movie. Not that I've seen a whole lot of animated movies this year, because the only other ones I've seen this year was Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League, King of Kings and Elio. I have as animated movies. This Predator movie, I'm a Do I put this? Is this better than Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza? Because these both was dope movies.
I don't know. Batman versus Yakuza was dope because he beat Superman to the living pulp.
Yeah, it was. That movie was dope. So yeah, I think I'm gonna slide this one right in under that. You know, as the second best animated movie that I done seen this year, because this was dope. I'm pretty sure if you watch it, if you like action stuff, you definitely gonna appreciate this particular movie. And it is inspiring me to go watch some more Predator stuff, because the only one I ever seen was again that Alien versus Predator, which I thought was a dope movie when I seen it. So I don't really remember it now, but I'm gonna go check it out again. You know, this
I'm,
Prey thing, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I'm telling you,
Uh,
every Predator movie was like a game of chess, but just going to war and battling, and you might die. But it's like it's all chess in the movies.
yeah, and you know, I did like the fact that you had people pressuring them because they told them, look, only one of y'all gonna get to live. You know, no, which was dope. And then when you have a when old girl Ursa had to tell her son what happened to her father. I mean that's just it's a cold piece of work to make a kid kill their own dad. And they say, look, she gonna either kill you or I'm gonna kill her. However you want it to be, man. You know, so
And I thought it was dope that they actually got their brains together and teamed up with each other. Like, well, like f these people. We gonna get out. We gonna get busy and get up out of here.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it took a minute to get Earth on board, but she got on board. Like she got on board finally.
Yo, but did y'all peep how the ninja dude wasn't no joke?
Oh,
No,
not at all. Because
Yo,
he lost. Well, he didn't fight his brother in the beginning, right, to get like the throne from his father or whatever. So I think he went off and really got his skills up, became a ninja, and yeah, he was ready when he came back when he
yeah,
returned.
he put ninja into a whole new level. Be like, and I know he was mad when homeboy in that other tower hit that bell. He was like, wait, I didn't did all of this, and this sucker
right.
over here.
Yeah, that bell going off had him super salty. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess you can't technically win them all. But yeah, it was just totally dope all the way to me. But I think I'm pretty much done with this. Any more y'all got to say on it? Because it definitely got me interested in more. That's for sure.
which I'll give it. I gave it a 4.5. Because Torres, like Jado said, Torres kind of disappointed me with all that goofiness. But other than that, it was solid.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go 4.5. Because like I said, the only part to me was just in the beginning, not being as aware of the Predator franchise. You know, it was almost confusing because it was like y'all having this conflict, but y'all not really explaining what the conflict was. But then as the movie carried on, I understood the conflict between humans was not really as important to the story. You know, so the more I watched, the better it got. But that's not a bad thing for a movie. The more I watch, the better it gets. So I thought it was pretty dope overall. So I can roll with a 4.5. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a rock with a 4. I'm gonna go a little lower, but again, I was intrigued, so I'm interested too. So I'm gonna start, looking at the other ones, and even going back to the Predator movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely look back into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how you don't enjoy this movie if you like anything that's related to action. I just can't see how you wouldn't enjoy this. And that's real talk. But yeah, we gonna wrap it up. And we gonna get on up out of here. So again, this is Jado. This is Shark. If you don't know, I'm the host, Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.
Peace.